What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my predictions for Better Call Saul Season 3, Episode 7, titled Expenses. We're winding down. We're almost at the end of the season, so things have to start pushing towards a certain conclusion. Even though all of these seasons connect and everything, there's always an ending event. Something big for you to sit on until the next season, right? So that's got to start happening soon. We kind of had closure to the first part of it, which totally was the continuation of last season, and that's the hearing with Jimmy and Chuck and all that stuff that we got last week and the week before. And well, actually no, 2 weeks ago is when we got closure, and now we're kind of stepping in a new direction for all of our characters, and that's going to be like, our second half story, which will end up leading us into season 4. All right, so let's just get into this episode. Sorry, I'm rambling. I gotta make this one quick, right? All right, so Expenses is the title of the episode, and the synopsis reads: Jimmy tries to settle his debts. Nacho reunites with an old acquaintance. Mike helps Stacy, that's his daughter-in-law, with a project and makes a meaningful connection. All right, let's start with Jimmy tries to settle his debts. More than one debt Jimmy's settling. He's got to settle his debt to society, because we see in the trailer he's performing community service. So, and then he has to settle his debts with the network that he bought all that commercial time with and all of that, right? And then it sounds like he's going to be owing somebody else money, and I think that's Mike, for helping out with the whole Chuck situation, and I think that's still going on. He will continue to help out with that, I believe. So, so that we'll have Jimmy trying to settle all three of those things, juggling it all in this one episode. Now we see him and Kim talking, and she says, are we really going to go through with this? So we're going to learn more about his plans for Chuck, because I don't think they're over by far. And maybe even has some more plans to get his rights to practice law back sooner or something. I don't really know. With that, but we'll find out, I'm sure. All right, let's move on. Then we have Nacho reunites with an old acquaintance. Now, who could this be? Somebody that we know, somebody that we don't know? I don't really know. Assuming that it's somebody that we know, we can go off and say maybe it's Jimmy, right? Trying to get Jimmy on his side to help him out. But I think more likely it's Mike. I think Nacho is going to reach out to Mike to help him take down Hector. And I think I was like right and wrong, where I used to say that I think Mike and Gus were responsible for Hector's stroke. And then this season I started saying, especially last episode, that it was Nacho that was responsible for Hector's stroke. Well, now I think it's going to be a collaboration and a whole big team effort on Hector's stroke. So I think that's more likely, that Nacho is going to reach out to Mike to help him out. And we'll see Mike helping out Stacy with... back to Nacho. I don't want to jump around too much. And I believe that Nacho might even reach out to Jimmy for something. I'm not 100% on that. But Jimmy has to get worked into the whole cartel thing eventually. And we know by the beginning of Breaking Bad, season 2 anyway, that something happened with Nacho, with Jimmy. So we got to lead up to that too, where I think Ignacio is going to end up being incarcerated. Or maybe sent back to Mexico to work there. Who knows? Not saying he's from Mexico, but you understand what I'm saying. To be like, maybe the cartel sends him there to, I don't know. All right, so then we have Mike help Stacy. That's obviously with the concrete thing. Now, as I said, obviously Mike's son lied to his wife often about how good of a father Mike was. That was apparent to me in that conversation Mike has with Stacy, and from his reaction to what she says. So I think we'll have Mike researching on how to do that concrete thing. And then we'll have him doing it and not doing a very good job, I believe. And I think that the meaningful connection he's going to make is by spilling out his guts to Stacy that he was a terrible father, and all of the good things that his son told her about him were all lies to make to build his father up and to make him seem like he was a good dad, because I guess he really loved Mike. You know, it's his dad. So it makes sense. So yeah, I think that's where we're going with Mike. So I think with Mike, we're going to see him help three people. I'm sorry. We're going to see him helping Jimmy. We're going to get a lot of Mike this episode, I believe. We'll see him helping Jimmy with the truck situation a little further. Maybe even getting payment from Jimmy that he hasn't received yet. We'll see Mike help Nacho, or at least be approached to help Nacho with Hector. And then we'll have Mike helping Stacy and getting him some closure in that relationship, where they can move forward to where they were in Breaking Bad, where it didn't really seem like he had a good relationship with Stacy, just with the granddaughter, but she still allowed him to be in her life. So I think that this is going to be leading to that. This episode, I think, is going to be leading towards whatever happens to them, where she distances herself from Mike a bit. Because in Breaking Bad, we never really see them together. We see Mike and his granddaughter, and the way he drops her off, he doesn't go to the door, he doesn't walk her to the door, you know what I mean? So I think that there's some friction that's going to be formed in that relationship. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to get. We're going to get a lot of Jimmy and a lot of Mike, and then I think a little bit of Nacho. Don't think we'll get much of Hector. Maybe we'll get some of that stuff with his dad and the business with Hector and all that, but I don't think we're going to get very much with Hector. I was thinking the old acquaintance was Tuco, but Tuco was more of an acquaintance, so... yeah, so I think that's where we're going to go with the episode. You know, this show is really hard to predict. It's so unpredictable in the way that they carry out everything. But it's fun for me to try and put the pieces together and try and figure it out. Hopefully it's fun for you guys to watch them. I'm trying to get these videos down in as far as give you the same amount of content in half the time. So let me know if I've been being successful at that or not. Yep. That's it for this one. Sound off down below. Let me know what your predictions are for Better Call Saul Season 3, Episode 7? Yeah, 7. Let me know what you think about my predictions, all that stuff, your predictions. And let me know what you think about the video, or any of my videos, or Better Call Saul as a whole, as a show, connections to Breaking Bad, anything you want to talk about down there. I'm usually pretty good with getting back onto comments. You know, I like to have a dialogue. I like to talk about this stuff. It's a little bit more fun to talk personable one-on-one than it is on the videos, but I still have fun with the videos too. So, yep, that's it for this one. If you like it, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the channel for other content on Better Call Saul, as well as other shows and movies you may be interested in. I got tons of videos on there, so feel free to check out the channel at any time. And, yep, don't hesitate to drop a comment or anything like that as well. Even if it's a criticism, I take all criticisms. I should say I don't take them to heart. I don't take them lightly, though. And I'll use any criticism to try and improve myself and the channel as a whole. So, yep, that's it for this one. Thanks again for watching. Always appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.